This is the master bedroom at 507 Vintage Green Lane. Notice I don't have any furniture. There's nothing that I moved that caused this to happen. And then there's more boogers on the wall that the sellers left me. These are the two nail pops right by the corner of the light. That's from them dropping their furniture as they moved out. That was not there before. It was not pre-existing. And I have videos to show that. Here's another nail pop in the corner. From the movement in the stair. The sellers also left me the entire side wall of the bedroom from top to bottom, full of boogers and blood snots, including the ceiling. My wife cleaned most of it out. Took her hours. That's something that I believe we should get reimbursed for. That was not necessary, extremely rude, and literally just... The hallway was also full of boogers. My wife spent another few hours cleaning that. That was elbow grease. That was pretty nasty. One of the things that the seller did is, you could tell that on the furniture that they moved, the last 4 stairs did not have a scratch, but they literally scratched every single stair, all the way, every single stair coming down. So every stair has a scratch that was not there previous. That's from their furniture as they were moving it down. They needed to be careful not to scratch, but sure enough they scratched a good portion of it. One of the things that they must have done is they must have bumped this wall when they were carrying the furniture down, and that movement literally made this corner bead come out, so they cracked the corner bead, so that needs to get replaced. When they did that, they also scratched my ceiling with the furniture. This wasn't there before. And here we have more cracking. It's actually just growing. As it wasn't that big, it just keeps on growing. That's got to get fixed. You can see here, this is also the corner bead right here. It's just cracked top to bottom, all the way going up the stairs. And it sounds like the movement basically moved over, and now we have this crack on top that's going all the way, and literally just needs to get fixed right away, because the more you leave it, the longer it gets. Basically broke the strength of it. Another thing that the seller left me, he decided to use his BB gun and put holes on my wall that were not there before. These holes were, that's acceptable. That's where the TV went. Not a problem. But there's no need to be playing with your BB gun in my house after you signed, after the walkthrough. And I let him stay 30 days for free. The only caveat was, do not damage my house. You need to leave it in the same or better condition. So here's another hole that was not there before. So what it was is, and then there's a few more that are starting to come out. This is from the movement. So it looks like they dropped something heavy upstairs. It kind of moved this portion of the house. And again, we're getting more cracking that's just traveling. That needs to get fixed. When this is fixed, what it's going to do, they're going to have to patch, remove the tape, embed the tape. I think it's 2 to 3 coats depending on how they do it. Now, because you can't leave a patched ceiling, now they have to paint the entire ceiling with 1 coat of primer, 2 coats of paint from here, including the entrance, the entire living room. And from the living room, they have to go over my cabinets, and hopefully that's going to be a little difficult with pre-existing cabinets, all the way to the very end. So this is where it gets a little expensive to fix. Now, the other thing that they did is they... And here's more BB hosing left. And I believe this one here, one of them has the BBs in it still. Here we go. The BBs are embedded there. You can see the BBs embedded in the hose. Not pre-existing. And lastly, this didn't really notice until the gentleman came over to quote from the drywall company. He noticed that this was still wet, and if you can see it's still wet, you can literally just peel it with just a little bit. And again, that was not pre-existing damage, aside from leaving about 50 cigarette butts on the floor. They smoked in my garage, and it took me a lot of work to clean it. I attempted to do it myself, several cleanings. The smell did not subside, so I had to hire a professional. Blue Cities came over. They basically created a chlorine dioxide cloud in the garage to get rid of the smell. That caused us to have to leave the house overnight. It was another $400 in hotel food. It was just literally, we had to run out the house. Firemen came, so they have a record of that, and the ambulance came. So all this damage, and then the other thing is I had to replace this. I had the old refrigerator inside the garage. I need to get rid of that one. And the sink itself was basically not working. During walkthrough, they had this thing with dishes, and there's no way I could tell that it was not working. So this had to be replaced. So I had to get a plumber to fix that.